What is going on, my nieces and nephews? Thanks for joining me on this post-Thanksgiving extravaganza. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about all things Metaverse. If that sounds like a dumpster donkette good time to you, then stay tuned for the rest of this episode. Oh, you better believe it. That is left, right, up, and down. It is okay with me. The Metaverse is coming, and I am pulling out my diving suit because I'm going to get wet in that business. You know what I'm saying? I love it. I love that Web3 is coming, and the Metaverse is going to be a part of it. Now, for those of you who missed out on my Web3 video, it's down below if you want to check it out in a long form version of what I'm about to do. But Web 1 was where a website would put out a page and you as a user could just read it. There was not a lot of interaction that took place in Web 1. You would just go to a website, maybe look up movie times or something like that, and that was about it. Web 2 was where a website would put forward a page and you as an end user could interact with it. You could actually make long-term tangible changes to that website that would stay there in perpetuity or until the website shut down, like Zynga or MySpace, for example. So that's Web 2. And this Web 3 that's coming up is where the website itself will live everywhere. Parts of it will live on your cell phone, parts of it will live on your friend's cell phone, will also live on server farms somewhere, will be verified by the blockchain, but long and short, it will be decentralized. And companies like Facebook and Microsoft are trying to stake their claim to the metaverse, but that's the exact opposite of what they should be doing. The metaverse is not going to be centralized. It will be decentralized. Now, I know that they are maybe in a swan song sort of fashion trying to stake their claim to a piece of territory that they have absolutely no right being in, but that's just them on their way out. So let's not let the door hit them on the butt as they leave, because the metaverse is going to be something completely different. It's going to be something decentralized, and we're going to want some kind of grassroots company to lead the charge on it. Now, I tell you all of that to show you what Web 1's version of Web 2 looked like, and it looked a little bit like this. This is called the $1 Million Homepage. This was maybe one of the first viral websites that came out back in the day. All my millennial friends, people my age, remember this very well. This was a Web 1 website that sold its page by the pixels. So you as an end user could come in, buy a bunch of pixels, and put whatever you wanted in the amount of pixels you had purchased. And so this is what I'm saying, a Web 1.0 version of Web 2. And as you can see here, as I scroll over each one of those icons, these are actual links that sometimes go somewhere. Let's see if this one still works here. Oh, nope, this one, I don't think that one works. Thankfully, I'm not being taken to porn or anything like that, but this is how it worked, is you as an end user could actually stake your claim to this website. And maybe some entrepreneurs out there can buy the rights to this and maybe turn this into an NFT. That'd be a cool idea for those of you out there paying attention. But I show you all this because this is a Web 1.0 version of what they thought Web 2 would look like. Now I'm going to show you a Web 2.0 version of what we think Web 3 will look like, and it looks a little bit like this. This is a major influencer, a live streamer, as you would call it, in the YouTube spaces. This is a man by the name of Dr. Disrespect. I'm not a fan of his necessarily, but I'm using him to showcase what a Web 2.0 version of a Web 3 space would look like. As you can see here, he's created an environment, a virtual environment, where he's tagged his face, him drinking a soda. There's another version of his face here. He's showcasing a car he really likes, a controller he loves to play with. This is what we will all have one day. We will have these virtual spaces that we will manipulate and change into our own liking. The color scheme will be something we've picked out. We will be showcasing our NFTs in the same way he's showcasing this car here and the stadium and the colors and his picture and his faces. We will all have this virtual space. Now, the problem with this is I cannot interact with this, nor can he interact with this. This is something he pre-built, and he is obviously standing in front of a green screen. And so the problem here, the reason this isn't a full Web 3.0 space, is because he cannot manipulate this in real time. He probably has to go back to his computer and open up this file in CAD or whatever and update this image and then render it, export it, and then upload it back into his video playback device, then jump back in front of the green screen. It's a long, arduous process in order to make any adjustments to this. And that's not what Web 3 will be. You can, with the snap of your fingers, update a picture, go up and touch some of this stuff, maybe even flutter the palm leaves with your hand if you are so liking to do. And so this is what I would call a Web 2.0 version of what Web 3 will look like. But I've got some more options here that are further down the road with my main lady, Code Miko. Isn't she gorgeous? I might have a semi-crush on this girl. She's amazing. She's fun, she's quirky, and she's brilliant. She is a video game designer, and she's taken it to the next level. As you can see back here, she's got what we might call NFTs. These could be NFTs. Keanu Reeves in the background here. All kinds of digital clothing. She's changed attributes about herself to her liking that all could be NFTs of some kind. And this is a next iteration where she can, in real time, interact with this virtual space she has created. It has cost her an arm and a leg, pun intended, in that this suit she's wearing is about $30,000. I think she got a discount on it because she's an actual developer. The 50% discount gets you about $15,000 for the suit. She's using the cell phone in order to show off her facial expression. She's using the Face ID cam, so when she opens her mouth or winks or moves her head, that's all being picked up by the cell phone. And so this is another iteration of that where she can interact with the space, but you as an end user, you cannot interact with the space. And so this is not full Web 3 yet. You as an end user could be able to walk up and interact and touch things and move things around and add things to this virtual space, and that will be what's different about Web 3 in the future. And the next one I've got here is Pokemon. She has gone full CG here. She does not have the same kind of interaction space, but just another example. You know, NFTs on the wall, NFTs on the shelf. She's got updated clothing. Again, these are not NFTs, I'm saying, but when we do enter the Metaverse, once we're fully engaged, these will be NFTs. These will be updatable, collectible items that you'll be like, oh my gosh, she got that one? Oh, whoa, and she got that NFT? That's like $100,000 for that one, you know, hypothetically in the future. And the next meta upon meta thing I have lined up here is I couldn't not share this with y'all. I was clicking through Twitch trying to find examples of VTubers, and I ran across this. It's this guy watching this guy watch this guy, okay? So this is a YouTube video being watched by this man. I remember 28,000 people are watching this guy watch this guy, and then 4,500 people are watching this guy watch this guy watch this guy. If this isn't meta, I don't know what is. This is the most meta thing I ran across in the last week. I just thought it was so funny. And then to take it one step further, all these people in the comments here, all of these people in the comments are watching this guy watch this guy watch this guy. And then I am watching these people watch this guy, watch that guy, watch this guy. And then you are watching me watch this guy, watch this guy, watch that guy. Is this getting out of hand? I don't think so, because that's what the Metaverse is going to be like in the future, people. This is the future right here. And so maybe in the next 5 or 10 years, this will be an avatar like Pokemon or like Code Miko that is in this window being watched by another VTuber avatar, being watched by another VTube avatar, and the only real person in the mix is me and you watching it. You know, we will be all watching digital avatars of digital avatars watching digital avatars, and there will be 28,000 of us being watched by 4,500 other people. This is so funny. And so this was just another example I wanted to show you of how meta things will get in the meta future. What the spaces will kind of look like, maybe sorta moving forward, but a maybe more technologically advanced dreamscape version of that is coming up here in this next page I've got, where this brilliant gentleman has created a hologram of sorts, where when he walks in front of this multi-camera setup, he, bam, shows up in this other space in an ultra realistic version of himself that can be wirelessly or wired transferred in real time to anywhere around the world. If you have one of these hologram boxes set up somewhere, you can view what he's doing in ultra real time, get up close to it. He said the use case for this is specifically for politicians. So when politicians are going around doing their tour, they don't have to worry about security or about assassination attempts. They can, in a more realistic version, interact with their constituents and make eye contact with them. And this was another video right here where someone got actually up close and personal with this image. So you can see how they've made the hologram actually make eye contact with you, the end user. It's sort of brilliant. If I can get this web page to load here while I'm trying to do a stream simultaneously. Of course it's not going to load. But what's really brilliant about this video, you'll see as soon as it loads, is his eye contact stays with you in the same way a Mona Lisa painting kind of stays with you. You can actually see his eyes, you see him, he sees you. It seems pretty real. It's the future, essentially, is we will have these ways to interact with the metaverse in real time as a physical person and as a metaphysical person, as a digital avatar of some kind. And so this is what's happening. This is what's lying ahead of us. And for those of you out here who are just like, what can I do to get ahead on this? Pick a winner. Go back to these websites, Decentraland, The Sandbox, metahero.io, Digital Village, or any of the hundreds of NFT games that are coming out. Just invest in one of these. Buy a piece of land, a Decentraland, The Sandbox, MetaHero, or Digital Village. Get a piece of this land because it is a scarce resource and it will be one of the contributing factors of the future Web3. Now, we don't know who's actually going to win and who's actually going to lose. I will remind you once more of the $1 Million homepage. That is a website that was attempting to be a Web 2 site, and now no one's ever heard of it. We are now full on in the Web 2 space, and it's old grandpas like me who have to remind you, Gen Zs, about what used to be. And this was their attempt at trying to cling to the future that moved faster than they could. The same thing's going to happen to Facebook. The same thing's going to happen to Microsoft. They will be a long forgotten remnant of the past. They were viral at one point, just like the $1 Million homepage, but they will be forgotten because the new storm, that big thing, that big decentralized grassroots company that we haven't even heard of yet, probably hasn't even been invented yet. There's probably a bunch of people in a garage trying to figure it out, just like Google, just like Apple. There's some brilliant guys or gals in a garage somewhere figuring it out, and that will be the hero that we all follow with, and we will completely forget about all this other stuff. But in the meantime, in the same way people picked, $1 Million homepage to get their stuff off the ground, pick one of these winners. Pick one of these winners, because if you're interacting with these communities, they will let you know where they're going. So if people are jumping ship, you want to make sure to follow them to where they're going, and the only way to follow them is to be with them. And so grab one of these sites while you can. Next up, it's time to jump on into the news. First up, we have from the Associated Press, Collins Dictionary picks NFT as the word of the year in 2021. NFTs really did pick up a huge momentum this year. They weren't invented this year. If y'all remember back in 2017, CryptoKitties was the first NFT craze to go viral. That was all the way back in 2017. But this year, 2021, it really picked up steam. This was the year of NFTs, where they blew up, they took the world by storm, they pushed cryptocurrencies and new NFT-inspired cryptocurrencies into new all-time highs. It was just a craze. It was absolutely wild. Everyone was making money, and you still can. It's just now starting, and the sky is the limit. It barely has any kind of penetration into the crypto market, and the crypto market has a very little penetration into the overall market. I think it's maybe cryptocurrencies have a 20% penetration of the world market, and NFTs have about a similar 20% penetration into the cryptocurrency markets. So there's a lot of room to grow. And if you are interested in getting into this space, now is the time. Start building these NFTs, because once the metaverse picks up, you're going to want to have tradable assets to make your own revenue with inside the space. And so Collins Dictionary says NFT is the word of the year. If that's not enough news for you, I don't know what to tell you, but I do have other things I want to share with you. Banksy-inspired NFT drives seismic change in the art world. 9/11 was an inside job. Hey-yo! Is being auctioned, and the proceeds are going to charity. The artist's 2006 piece, A Warning Sign, has been reimagined as a non-fungible token. Yowie wee wow. And Meek Mill says his final Dream Chaser mixtape will be released as an NFT. For those of you not aware, NFTs don't just have to be digital images. They can also be audio tracks. They can be video. If you can get the compression just right, you can put a whole movie in there. But if you can't get the compression right, you can make other assets as unlockable content within the NFT itself. And so the sky really is the limit. Whatever you can think of, whatever you can dream up, you can put into these NFTs. And what's really inspiring about it is that the potential, the full potential of these NFTs really hasn't been met. There are so many things that we can't even imagine yet that can be done with these things. And like I said in the previous segment, there's going to be some group of super geniuses in a garage somewhere building the future to which we will all try to stake a claim to. The same way we all try to stake a claim to Facebook or Google or Instagram. This new thing, we don't even know how it's going to work. If you tried to describe Facebook or Instagram to someone back in the Web 1.0 era, they wouldn't get it, they wouldn't believe you, they wouldn't fully understand it. And so the same thing's kind of happening right now. If someone tried to tell us, if someone got in a time machine and told us the potential of NFTs, we'd be like, what? You gotta show me. You really gotta show me. I don't get what you're talking about. So the sky truly is the limit with these NFTs. Bitcoin Latinium launches world's first Bitcoin-enabled NFT platform in a partnership with Unico NFTs. Palo Alto, California, November 27th. Bitcoin Latinium, the next generation unsecured asset-backed cryptocurrencies in a partnership with Unico NFT. It's an NFT market place, y'all. Everyone's getting on it. I think Coinbase is about to launch one too. Super secret news. I don't know if that's official yet, but everyone's getting in on it. You know, all these websites and exchanges are trying to make their bottom dollar too. And just involves making a marketplace, putting the NFTs out there, and waiting for the greenbacks to roll in, or Ethereum and Bitcoin are the greenbacks of the future. And the NFL is attaching NFTs to tickets, and the Lions Thanksgiving game is on the list. So this is just another testament to this unstoppable force. Big players are getting in on it. Pun intended, big NFL players. I even read they went as far as to calling it NFLTs is what they were calling it. Does that work? NFLTs? Yeah. NFLTs. Yeah, that kind of works. Kind of. NFTLs? No, it's NFLTs. That sounds way better. So this is going to be a sign of the future, because there are people out there who like to collect their tickets to the games. And they like to frame them, or like to put them in a photo album to show their grandkids, like, hey, I was at this game, and the proof that I was at this game is this ticket stub I have here. And we've now taken it one step further, where you don't have to pull out the old photo album in order to show that. You can put them on your digital wall in a metaverse space for all to see, whether you're there or not, in a way that cannot be damaged, it cannot be stolen, it cannot be duplicated. This NFT is proof that you and only you were sitting in those seats and were at that game, and it is there in perpetuity as long as the internet exists. And so I think this is a better version. For those of you who are collectors out there who like to collect your ticket stubs, wouldn't you rather do it in a way that couldn't be destroyed by a flood or a fire, or be stolen, or be broken or lost? These NFTs are something that, even if you lose the ticket, to no fault of your own, you still have this digital, verifiable, blockchain-ridden version of it in the space for you and for your grandkids and for your grandkids' grandkids to be like, yes, my grandfather was there, and here's the proof of it. So I think this is just a beautiful next generation Web 3 phase we are entering, and these are the Web 2.0 versions of what Web 3 will be, and I'm really excited to see where we will go next. And without further ado, it's time for my LADZ City Crusaders to jump on into the LADZ City Lounge. That's right, you're going to kick it with me, the neighborhood LADZ City fun uncle, in the LADZ City Lounge. It is deep downtown in the heart of LADZ City, past the NFT arcade, way past the railroad tracks. You're going to see a bunch of homeless people giving vaccines under a bridge. That's where you will find the LADZ City Lounge. Check it out. Kick it up with me. Come on, join me. The lights are dim. You don't have to worry about what you're wearing. If you're feeling like a piece of shit, come on, join me in here. No judgments in the LADZ City Lounge when you're hanging out with your fun uncle. And we are talking about all things LADZ City. That is this big, booming, hip, hopping, and now community we like to call LADZ City. For those of you watching this video, you are already well aware of the YouTube page where we have content dropping almost every single day of the week with hot, fresh alpha of NFT and Metaverse news. But that's not all. We also have a Discord, and I would encourage you to come join us. We are chatting every single day about cryptocurrencies, NFTs, Metaverse spaces. Hundreds, if not thousands of us are here, and there's all kinds of things. We got NFT chats, we got gaming chats, DeFi, shill zones, the LAD Insider, where Hash Rhymes, the most incredible human being I've ever met, is dropping alpha news into this page every single day. Look at all this content she's dropping into this page every single. Hash Rhymes is absolutely incredible. Everyone, if you have not met Hash Rhymes, she is one of our mods, one of the best human beings I've ever met. Give her a shout out, a big supersonic style shout out. She's the best. She's incredible. She's the backbone, the heart, the soul of this community. We love her. We love her to death, and she does not get enough hype. I'm hyping her up. Look at me go. Hype, 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 hype. And while talking about hyping people up, a segment I like to do every single week is where I sift through the Discord and I keep my little nose to the pavement, to the grindstone. I'm listening for Buffalo because I'm looking for the most LADZ City LAD that the LAD community has to offer. I am looking for the most encouraging, enthusiastic person in our community to give a shout out to as our LADZ City Lad of the Week. And this week's winner of this shout out is NFT 7000. NFT 7000, you are our LADZ City Lad of the Week. Thank you for being you. Thanks for cheering everybody on, dropping alpha in the chat on a regular basis, and just in general being you. You know, like, thank you for being you, encouraging people in the chat, and just being the most LADZ City lad that LADZ City has to offer. Thank you for doing that. And for those of you watching this video and you like, hey, I want to win the LADZ City Lad of the Week, well, all you got to do is join the Discord and participate. Actually interact. Put some meaningful things into the chat other than hello, active, good morning. You actually say something with purpose, with meaning. Actually add something to what people are talking about. Contribute to the overall conversation. Drop some piece of alpha news you just discovered into the Discord. And I, the neighborhood LADZ City, will get up out of the lounge and I will do my unclely duties and pick you out of the mess and be like, hey, wow, this person is really contributing in a fun, proactive way, and you will get some coins dropped to you in the Discord chat, like I will be dropping some coins to NFT 7000. Thank you so much for everything you do in the space. You are our lad of the week. Now, for those of you who don't know, some kind of sickness has swept through all of us. I am feeling like a dog. I am dragging right now. I'm slurring my words. I'm struggling to put this together. I pre-recorded this, but it took me like 6 attempts to get these recordings together. I just kept flubbing and stumbling over myself, and I'm just a shell of a person. I think it was just Thanksgiving, like I was just shaking hands and hugging people for the first time in a long time, and my immune system was just not ready for it. And it just took me out of commission. I'm not the only one. I know Crypto Buffalo's sick. I hope you feel better, my bud. I hope everyone's feeling better. I think we all just needed to just relax. But I would not leave my community hanging. I fought through it. I've got this episode together. It's not as full and comprehensive as I would want it to be, but it's an episode nevertheless. It does exist and you can watch it, but it's not my best work. But life is all about just, just pushing through when and where you can. So I thank you so much for bearing with me. For those of you who were like, yo man, you definitely said some incoherent things at moments. Like, I know I can't control it. I'm so foggy. As soon as I stop recording this, I'm gonna lay down, because I'm just I'm a broken man. Like my sinuses and my anyways. Thank you so much for sticking with me and watching the whole episode, even though I was making a complete fool of myself. And I do it for you, my lads. I do it for you. I will be back here next Sunday, hopefully in a better shape with a more comprehensive episode for you. But that's how it goes sometimes, you know? That's how it goes sometimes. So those of you, if you like the content, or especially if you hated the content, I don't care. Tell me down below how much you hated this content. Smash the dislike button, whatever. It still counts in my book. Dislike the crap out of this video. I don't like it either, because I am struggling. This is one of those, like, this is what a sick version of Fun Uncle looks like. I am, like, my mouth is even just full of saliva right now. I won't let you in too much. This is me trying to put together the best version of myself, and it's still horrible. So, thanks so much for bearing with me this episode, and stay tuned for more on Sundays. On Monday, we have the Hustle and Flow chart. Those guys are freaking awesome. eFlow and Joe Evolved are two really awesome cryptocurrency and NFT influencers who are just brilliant. They've got a lot of great alpha, and they're just smart people. I am humbled by their presence every time we meet up in these meetings. I'm like, wow, these guys really know their stuff. They're making me look like an uncle over here, you know? Which is why I call that the Fun Uncle Show. This isn't Dr. Professor Expert, you know, time with Mr. Know-It-All, okay? This is Fun Uncle Show, where I show up and do episodes sick sometimes. So thanks so much for bearing with me. Stay tuned for more information like this. Please join the Discord, like, subscribe, and comment down below. And of course, stay Uncle.